of times you just never gain enough momentum to be able to take him out.
Sure.
But at the same time, sometimes mid-range Paladin is sort of like Druid, where you can just, which Warrior struggles with, that faster mid-range Druid, where sometimes they can just win games. If you don't have the answers to some of the smaller creatures that they get early on, or you're forced to waste some like weapon charges on just 1/1s,
yeah,
then you get to a point where the Paladin can just outright win.
I don't disagree. Armor Smith, pretty effective against the 1/1 here.
The Dude Slayer, extraordinaire.
Gain some armor, control the state of the Silverhand recruits. Pretty much the exact draw that he wanted. Now, if you retaliate with Muster for Battle, I mean, that's where you have to get that Death Spike going before the Harrison Jones.
Yeah.
If Gooby chooses the hero power path, it's playing around the idea that your opponent can just Whirlwind. But I don't think Whirlwind's even that as common as you might think it is nowadays.
No.
Wow, that's a lot of armor.
And usually if Warriors do run Whirlwind, it's just usually one copy.
Oh, not bad. Control the state of the board pretty well. The Cruel Taskmaster.
Yeah.
You don't have to give up your coin even now. Like before you had to give up your coin to have a play, but now you don't. And you can utilize it for like an earlier Dr. Boom, have some bigger impact. Not to mention you are controlling another point of the board.
So Kel'Thuzad is a card that I see a lot of slower decks putting in now. I guess with the popularity of BGH, it's a really great card. But I don't know if it's going to last very long because
Probably
of mind
not.
control tech.
Yeah, it could be. But at the same time, Kel'Thuzad is like one of those cards where it doesn't have to win the game. It can just simply collect value. Imagine if it just said 8 mana, 6/8, summon a 5/5.
Yeah.
It's like, that in itself is still pretty nuts. This is actually really funny. This light well.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious.
It is.
Harrison Jones most definitely is going to be coming out here, I think. Getting that extra card draw is really important.
Huh.
Oh, okay. Sure. It's just that it's going to get Black Knighted.
Yeah.
Like, super fast.
But
like,
I think
not even hesitating as whatsoever.
I think he was hoping it was going to eat the second charge of Deathbite.
Sure, and then he could, like, save Harrison for a more opportune moment.
Yeah.
Wow, well, I guess Light's Justice is not so bad when you have a Light Well. Because you can trade so much into anything you want.
Yeah, that's true. Not worry about your health total at all.
Knife Juggler. Pilot Shredder.
Kitkatz living the gamer life. Drinking out of a 2-liter bottle.
Yep.
Talking to him earlier, he's actually
hanging out with the Archon people.
He's actually sitting on the floor because the Archon team house does not have desks
Yet.
No, they.
You make it seem like they have
going
an
with
anti-desk policy.
Yeah, they're going with a more progressive type gaming house.
This desk wasn't made by fair trade. 15 chickens were harmed in the making of this table. I refuse to buy it.
Oh, it's how did they end up making that table then? Jeez. Well, shield him on the piloted shredder.
Yeah, hopefully it's a 1-health minion for the warrior. So that way the Death Spite could be a lot stronger.
One of the best targets you can
Again,
hope for your opponent to get out of the piloted shredder.
highly amusing that this Light Well is going to just heal back up to 5 health. This card is like it's not a big deal. It's just funny that it's happening the way it is.
It could end up becoming a big deal. It's pretty problematic because it's tough to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, even if it survived this turn, you wouldn't even be able to kill it with just what you have on the board. So,
Well, the way it could be problematic is if it gets a Blessing of Kings. Then it's a 4/9 that heals.
even if the paladin just builds up a little bit of a board,
Right.
and it just gets a little bit more value out of some of your otherwise
Fair
not
enough.
so
fair enough.
valuable creatures.
The way it also could be actually really good is if it ends up surviving post Alexstrasza and just heals you back up, so that way you can get out of range.
That too.
Oh well.
Just silence it. Get it out of the way. No, I think that
Dr.
silence
Boom
is
time.
definitely held on to for Tyrion, most likely.
Well, this is, I guess, a test to see if your opponent has Big Game Hunter, because this would be a perfect Big Game Hunter scenario. You just have the Boombots explode, and then you heal based off of whatever the Boombots do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, seems like he's going to have to give up some of his 1/1s.
Sequencing really mattering there, because if you kill Boombots first, there's a chance that you might not have those Silverhand recruits to be able to take out the 4-1. Still a risk here, though. He's trying to figure out a way that he can reliably take out the Dr. Boom.
The only way he can is equality, and that's it's only doing 6 damage while doing 4 damage to yourself. It's just actually not that great. But it might be your only option to kill Dr. Boom. And like what's wild too is the impending threat of kill with Azad to drop it up or follow it up.
Yeah. Pretty smart play to actually hero power here. Just to open up options for himself if regarding the Doombot hitting his Silverhand recruit that had not yet attacked.
Well, I guess that light well's going down, right? It's about time.
Absorbing 7 damage is pretty good, though.
Right, but damage is somewhat negligible until you get to like the Alexstrasza cycle. Poor light well.
There's some cases where warriors
such
can
high dreams.
pile up enough damage, but
This is also quite humorous. Now equality actually has a lot of value. You can also you can hold on the consecration, just use the Light's Justice.
yeah. He's got Cold Master as well to refill his hand a bit if needed.
What's gonna happen? Because oh man, he's got enough mana for the Black Knight and Dark Cult, or not Cult, Dark Cult is Cult Master.
He can cash in on both as well.
Yep. And that's key, because the Paladin needs to get up in the cards. Like, the fact that Warrior's up in the card count has been really bad for Gooby. You know, Paladin's supposed to be the one out-carding Warrior because of the hero power. But the quality of minions in Warrior is just too good.
Yeah. Sometimes you can pick up, you can find yourself in scenarios as when you're a Paladin where
Kitkatz playing around Black Knight.
you're trading your hero power for cards of theirs. That's
It's a very
pretty
impressive
heads-up play.
I mean, he's still going to get a couple cards drawn here.
He wants us to hit. Oh.
Still can use Consecration. Well, he's going to evaluate off the draws. Maybe True Silver Champion can just come up here.
Yeah. There we go.
That's pretty much what he was looking for.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big moment, too. Again, it's like one of those things where just getting deeper in your deck ends up giving you the exact answer you need.
And you can play around Black Knight for a turn, but you can't play around Black Knight forever until it's played.
Has to silence that Cult Master to stop it from getting any more value, but now it's going to be bully time because the Knife Juggler still stays up. The Black Knight's going to also toss out a Juggle, and you have Consecration to clear the board. Oh. Is he playing Fearless? Wow.
Whoa.
Right. I was not expecting that play.
Yeah, this Consecration's going to do some wonders right now.
I mean, it depends on how this Juggle pans out. He might not need to. It still was much cleaner to get Consecrated. Alright. Well.
Oh, he's not
He can
quite
just use
saw it.
True Silver.
Yeah, that's true.
Deal.
You want to try and weave in hero powers as much as possible.
Wow. 3 Juggles to the face.
Well, he's trying to cash in a little bit more value out of that Cult Master. Saving the True Silver charge and using the Knife Juggler instead.
Kitkatz needs to draw cards here. It's just a very dire situation. He's saving that Spellbreaker for the inevitable Tyrion, but it does not look good right now for Kitkatz as he's getting bullied. That Cult Master drawing 3 or 4 cards was so crucial. Kitkatz has 2 big game hunters, so this is his read on the metagame and why he tossed out the first big game hunter so liberally. Okay, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Pilot Shredder, interesting.
Brawl is going to be one of his only methods of coming back here. If the board keeps getting...
Yeah, it's not
flooded.
ideal that you have to use removal like execute on that, but you're in survival mode here because the board's getting snowballed way out of control. And now this is starting to look more like, wow, Captain Spirit.
Captain Spirit and Novice Engineer, probably the 2 worst cards that you can get from.
This is starting to look a lot
Pilot
more
Shredder.
like a normal Paladin versus Warrior game for sure.
It seemed like it was definitely going Kitkatz's way, but Gooby ended up drawing, I think, 4 cards from his Cult Master.
He
Which
would
is
have no
huge.
cards in hand for perspective.
Yeah. And
Wow. Acolyte number 2.
Yeah.
Just way too late.
Kitkatz wasn't able to get much value off of either of his well, this one we have yet to see, but it's more than likely just going to get traded into.
It's like Kitkatz is not going to play this out. He's like, you know, he probably had a few turns where maybe he could have a decisive moment swing, but he's just going to concede. And I wonder if that puts him on tilt slightly, because it's just, he didn't even want to see the end of the game.
Well, that's his signature deck. He wanted to get to the blind pick phase just to
Maybe he
be
won't
able to
pick-
showcase his warrior.
Maybe he's going to go with Druid, just out of consistency.
I would think so. It's a couple tough matchups across the board for warrior in general. Shaman generally has a decent time. Paladin generally has a decent time. Druid, not necessarily if it's not quite the faster Druid. I think the warrior matchup is a lot better against the taunt-heavy Druid than against fast Druid, but it's really risky to pick warrior in this situation, I think.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I think I'd lean towards the Druid here,
Yeah.
or maybe even the Mage, maybe.
It's possible.
But with Ramp Druid out there, I'm not feeling it as much. It's just too many taunts in the way. And now that he knows his opponent plays Kazan Mystic, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh man, gosh, is it gonna be a deck that I struggle with if it steals